Hello and welcome back to the Far Side of the Moon podcast. Today I am with my friend Albert.
What's up, guys?
My friend Letty.
Hello.
And I, of course, Carlos.
Yeah, so welcome back. Sorry for taking a little break.
Yeah, we took a little sabbatical. Took a little fucking month and a half sabbatical. But
yeah.
here
But
we
I
are.
mean, life, dude. And, well, yeah, it happened.
We got some refreshing Red Bull, ladies and gentlemen, here on the side. Not sponsored, but would
We
like,
would like
to be.
I have some water. We're not sponsored, but would like to be.
We got some Monster on the side as well. It's going to be a very energetic podcast today.
Yeah.
At least I would like to pretend that it's going to be a very energetic podcast.
Yeah. It's a good podcast. We're doing personal stories. Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
Yeah, we actually got we got some stories from a couple of our friends / followers, right? Because they're the ones that listen to it as well. Listeners. So here we go. Letty, you wanna get started with one of your stories?
I'll start with I've mentioned it in the Grudge episode, so I'm gonna tell the story now.
Bring it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the name of the little boy, obviously, because he's a little boy, and yeah. So I was babysitting the two little kids that I take care of. One's a girl, one's a boy. And I'm gonna try to paint a picture of the room.
Okay.
I know I'm not good at describing, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so the door opens like to enter the room, and the bed is a full king. I said full, but
full king.
Yeah, it's a giant bed.
Okay,
That's what
perfect.
it is.
Very descriptive.
Thanks. It's to the left, and then on the right, like behind the door, is the desk, because the desk is huge. I babysit I used to babysit for two people that have their own business. They do
like carpenter work and stuff. No? They do carpenter
they
work.
build beds, desk,
Tables,
tables, anything that you want, they'll do it.
Not sponsored,
but
would
like to be. So obviously their desk is from wall to wall.
Okay, cool.
It's a huge desk. So that's to the left of the door, behind the door. And then straight forward is the door to the closet. Next to the door of the closet is the TV. Next to the TV is the bathroom door.
Okay.
Okay. On the other side of the bed is a little play area for the kids. And the little boy, we'll call him Diego,
Okay.
had just woken up from a nap. So I changed his diaper, and he wanted to get down from the bed. So I put him down, and he went around the bed to the play area, and he started screaming and crying. So I go over there, and I carry him. I'm like, "What, Diego? What's wrong?" Like, and he's like pointing under the bed, because the bed is huge, like it's tall, so you can see under the bed. And I kind of like peek inside. I'm like wondering, what is this baby
Freaking out about
yeah.
Probably like a little spider or something.
Yeah, no, nothing. I like looked under, and there's nothing there, but he's crying, and he's holding on to me like super scared. This boy is very independent. He likes to play on his own.
Okay.
He just plays on his own. He doesn't even play with his sister. He doesn't like to. He's very independent. He's like that. So when this boy is hugging me, I'm like, okay, something's not right.
Like you could feel the fear in there.
Yeah.
Like you really needed someone at that moment.
Yeah, and I looked down, and there was nothing there. But I mean, like we mentioned before in our other personal stories, I'm very open-minded, and I'm more than sure this little boy saw something that I wasn't able to see. And it just sucks that I couldn't help him.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, I guess, people say that children are a little bit more not open-minded, but a little bit more sensible or sensitive to these kind of things, like the spiritual kind of planes. Just like, I guess, some type of dogs and cats. We've all seen those videos where there's a cat looking in a corner and nothing's happening, and like people record it, and then something moves. It's kind of interesting. So I believe it. Like, there's a bunch of kids out there that see stuff that we don't.
Yeah. After that, I mean, nothing ever happened again. Like, he never had a reaction like that again. We just never saw anything again. Or he didn't see anything again.
Yeah, just that we know of.
Yeah, that I know of. I still keep in touch with them, obviously, but I don't babysit.
Yeah. All right, guys. So now our next story is actually from someone that's in your hometown. You know, who would have guessed? Woot woot. Okay, cool. Hometown, border town, same town. Nice. This listener wants to remain anonymous, so completely understandable. Not a problem. We're just gonna name her Maria. So, Maria, when she was younger, we're talking about 15, 16, maybe 17. That didn't get too specific on the age, right? But just she was younger. Obviously, in the border town where she lived, she actually lived closer to the river. There was a ditch there. There's a ditch right before the river, whatever. So it's obviously kind of muddy, there's kind of wilderness. There's a bunch of trees and all that stuff. So okay, cool. There's a bunch of mud, trees, etc. So they want to go hang out at the ditch because apparently that was pretty common. Just to hang out and play games, you know, whatever.
It's dirt, and they're just kids. They just want to adventures and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, cool. They were hanging out at the ditch, doing nothing, killing time, obviously, like most teenagers do. And in the distance, they see like a woman, and she's just pacing back and forth in the ditch. And they were like, "Hey, hey, ma'am!" Like just yelling at her, you know. So I was like, okay, but it didn't catch her attention, which I mean makes sense. They were just like, "Oh, well, whatever," you know. She wants to do whatever the hell she's doing, right? They're kind of scared because I mean they are next to the river. It's all right. They start to get closer to her, and they're just talking. They're just walking on the ditch and doing nothing, just killing time. And obviously this is nighttime. They could barely make out that the person is there, but obviously they noticed because of the movement. Apparently they started walking closer and closer to this person. And she's not really making any noise either. Like she's just going back and forth, but they don't hear it. And I mean, there's mud. They would hear splashing. They would hear leaves ruffling.
Yeah.
They don't hear anything, which they find kind of odd. So they get closer to her. Like, "Hey, ma'am, like, do you need any help?" At some point, they just thought that she was lost or whatever, you know. And, "Hey, ma'am, like, are you okay? Ma'am. And at this point, her cousin starts tapping on her shoulder, like, look. Then that's when she noticed. She looked down and there was no legs, dude. Feet. She was wearing a long dress, but there was no legs. Terrified, freaks out, runs back, and her grandpa's actually looking like towards the back of the house. He was looking for them to see where they're at, and she started yelling at them to come back to the house. He didn't see a woman, but he saw how much freaked out they were. He's like, "No, hang on, like, it's okay, come here." And apparently that was the most terrifying thing that has happened to this woman's life. They were covered in mud, dude. They were running back, tripping over each other. Apparently this is something that happened to her. She's never gonna forget. It's ridiculous, dude. That is very intense.
It's a very scary story, especially since, well, border town people, most of us grew up with the legend of the Llorona.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, please look it up because it's very interesting. But
yeah, it's I mean, it's folklore. You know,
yeah,
it's folklore at this point. There's been movies about this sort of thing.
Yeah, but the movie didn't make it justice. Maybe we'll do an episode on the Llorona because I was very disappointed on this. But
yeah, we'll definitely do it. But poor Maria, you know, like going through that experience.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like she wasn't even that young. Like
I know.
What's the point of making something up like that? That is ridiculous, dude. That's never gonna leave your side. You're always gonna remember that. Let me see. I actually got one from. I actually got a story from the wife. We got a story from Miss Tori Senpai. Link is down below, ladies and gentlemen. It was her and a couple friends. There were 4 in total, and they were at her dad's house at the time. And he basically had the garage set up kind of like a room, so they're all just there hanging out. And they're actually on Halloween day, ladies and gentlemen, right? Because of course, why would we do it any other day?
Of course.
But I mean, they were kids. Home alone. They're in the Ouija board, a beautiful pink Ouija board, may I add. And of course, Ouija boards are nothing to play around with. If anyone's had an experience with it, honestly, it just turns out as a bad experience. So this is one of those stories. That's basically what I'm getting into. So it all starts with them playing, obviously doing the whole hi thing, saying hi, trying to communicate to the other side. And they actually get a message. They get a message across saying the spirit, or whatever you want to call it, the spirit, presented itself as a girl with long hair, really long hair, and black hair. That was kind of it. They thought nothing of it, and they kept playing for a little bit longer, and then they kind of, what, let's call it a day, because I mean it's getting kind of weird, right? So okay, cool. They set the whole thing where you have to say goodbye to the spirit to close that portal that's supposed to be created, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next day, all same people hanging out. And they're like, you know what? Let's try it again. Like that was kind of fun. They tried it again in the same room in the garage. So okay, now this time a man comes through. A man comes through. No, from what I remember in the story, there was no actual description of the man. And from what Tori Senpai's let me know, like it was actually like a bad spirit. Like they're getting a real bad feeling with this guy. They're starting to get like real, just the feeling its own. They didn't see anything. There was nothing going on at this moment. So they're like, you know what? Like, fuck this. Let's just call it a day. Besides being freezing apparently in that room. Apparently that room was freezing, right? So you know what? Let's call it a day. Let's not do anything. But since kids don't ever learn, right? We're looking at day 3, dude. Day 3, they're all just decided to pass a fucking weekend over there. And they decided to do it again. You know what? The third day, they actually go to Tori's room now. Tori Senpai's room. They're all there in the bed. Now, honestly, I'm not going to describe the room too much, but what you need to know is, like, the bed, the way it's set up. It's one of those beds that you can actually see under. You cannot.
Okay.
It's a box, mattress, the frame. The frame is already connected to the floor. It's kind of flat to the ground. So that's pretty much all the description that you need to understand where I'm going with this. They start talking to his spirit, and again, the girl comes through.
From the first day.
From the very first day. Girl comes through from the very first day, and again, long hair. It's like, oh, okay, so this is the girl from the first days, right? So they're like, okay. They felt a little bit more comfortable with this spirit, so they started asking questions, like, oh, what's going on with this? Just trying to get answers from this spirit. But what they kind of receive is a bump. They get a bump on the bed, but it's not a bump that like they hit it from the side or anything. No,
it's coming from the bottom. Under the bed. Fuck.
It's coming from under the bed. So they kind of see the indentation of the bed kind of go up a little bit. It's like, that's weird. Like, what the hell was that? Whatever. They kind of blow it off, right? They all start like, okay, whatever. Just kind of looking at each other like, what the fuck was that? So out of nowhere, they get a big hit from under the bed. A big hit. Everyone starts freaking out. I was like, holy shit. Everyone felt that. Everyone's looking at each other in the room like, dude, did this really just happen? Did this really just fucking happen? So, okay, what they do is like, you know what? Just put this away. They do the whole procedure because, I mean, you have to close the portal, of course. Everyone knows this. Basic Ouija shit. Close the portal. End it. Put it away. They all run outside. It's like, fuck this shit. Run outside. As they're running outside, once they get out there, because, I mean, it's already dark at this point. Obviously, when we're kids, let's do scary stuff. Let's do it at night. They'll go outside, and they hear laughter, dude. They hear laughter coming from inside the fucking house. Like, and it's not like, no, dude. It sounds
demonic.
Deep. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's one way to describe it. It sounds deep. It sounds fucking scary. And apparently, Tori can never forget about that, dude. Like, this happened to her, and this is very clear in her fucking mind. So as they're there waiting, like, freaking fuck out, just trying to comfort each other at this point, one of the friends that was there, the mom comes over just to pick him up already, right? And it's like, hey, like, it's time to go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Guy doesn't want to go through the house. It's like, no, dude, like, I'm good. So cool. Okay, fine, whatever. Walk to the side of the house. Leaves. Eventually, they get the courage to... No. Actually, right before he leaves, they look at the bedroom. And the bedroom's actually in the front yard. And it has one of those giant arch windows.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, you could see the light flickering, dude. You could see the light flickering. It's like, dude, fuck that. Eventually, they get the courage enough to go back into the house. And Tori actually had a bunch of little bears and a bunch of little stuffed animals and stuff like that in the room. Well, the room, they're no longer in the room. They're actually set up in the hallway, dude. They're all neatly just lined up against the wall. I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? Eventually, everyone got their own personal experience after that. One of the friends that was there, in her house, this person was blonde at the time, short hair. They believe that the little girl that kind of described herself followed her home. She has her own She has her own bathroom. She doesn't really share a bathroom with anyone except her brother. But I mean, the guy's not gonna have crazy long hair, or at least this guy didn't. And dude, the fucking bath would get clogged with really long black hair.
Fuck that.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Apparently, it got to that point. Like, she didn't really experience anything like too crazy. Like, oh my god, they're everywhere. They're pulling my fucking
dude,
legs.
This is a fucking grudge.
Yeah,
That's
dude. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, yeah, like that's what this person experienced. Like, it was fucking hair covering the drain, and then when they were cleaning it out, it was like crazy long fucking hair. And actually, the person that kept the super cute pink Ouija board, according to this person, right? Like, I always find these parts of the story a little like, what? Like, no way. Like, I have to experience something like that to believe it, right? It's apparently they try to get rid of the Ouija board, trash it, burn it. It would always be back inside the house, dude. But I mean, that's something that I need to, like, that's
but the thing
crazy,
is,
dude.
it's because I will never play with the Ouija board. Never.
Dude, it's because
no.
all the stories that we've ever heard are
Yeah.
nothing but fucking bad stories, dude. I
Yeah.
never heard it's like, oh yeah, I contacted my loved one and they said hi and bye.
Yeah,
and that's
no.
it. No, dude, it's always someone trying to fucking come to this side.
Yeah.
Because they're tired of fucking purgatory or whatever the fuck side they're on, and they're just tired of it, dude, and they're just trying to come this. It's fucking terrifying, dude. I don't know what the hell. There's just energies that we don't, energies, portals, other sides that we don't understand. And again, that just might be something that we don't understand and we perceive it as fucking scary. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way it reflects, and all the stories are like that. And I personally have never heard a good story with a fucking Ouija board, you know?
Yeah. All of them have always no. Not even a cute pink Ouija board will get me to play with it.
Apparently not these people either.
No. It's kind of, I also, like, it's always been like that since we were little. Like, we've been open-minded and stuff like that, but our mom has always been like, no, you do not play with the Ouija board.
Yeah, she put the fear in God in us.
Yeah.
With the Ouija board.
Okay, so next story, quick update.
Oof, that's right. We got a quick update from our previous ghost story videos.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that, I recommend you do.
Definitely check it out. It's connected to this.
Our little sister Levana saw that
shadow thing again.
shadow that looked like mom again.
Okay, well, whatever. So apparently, Letty was taking care of her eyebrows and getting taken care of because they were bushy as fuck, guys. They were bushy.
I was taking care of our sister's eyebrows, cause mine will never be bushy.
Levan, I hope you're listening to this. Make sure you leave a thumbs up. So, okay, what ended up happening was Letty took care of her eyebrows, blah, blah, blah. So she goes to the living room, and the way the living room is set up from her angle, because apparently she was going to do she was kind of looking at herself through the selfie camera.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to see what was going on, right? Of course, with her eyebrows. So, okay, she's looking at the camera, and she kind of gets caught, like, something in the camera and catches her attention, like, at the corner of her eye, obviously, or in the corner of the camera, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's a shadow right there. That same fucking shadow she saw the first time. And it's just standing there looking at her. And Levana's like, what? Like, she just kind of froze, looks at it. Shadow goes to the side. Goes back to where you can't see her anymore. You can't see her anymore. And Levana's like, what the hell? Guys, yes, I don't know why she didn't take a picture.
I know.
She could have clicked.
Dude,
she would have just one click away. She could have taken a fucking picture.
Dude, I told her, like, she turned on the lights and she went running to my room, and I told her, I was like, we could have had proof, Levana. Like, we could have had proof. We could have added it to our podcast. We could have put the fucking.
I'm sorry, guys. There's no picture attached.
There's no picture attached. I'm sorry.
There's no picture attached. But yeah, apparently she saw it, freaked out, like, holy shit. She ran towards the hall after the fact, of course. After the fact. She peeked in, turned on the lights, nothing there, and she ran to Letty's room.
Dude, this kind of traumatized her. She has to turn on the fucking hall lights every time. Every time she leaves her room, turn on the hall, and then goes to the kitchen, turn off cause the light switch is weird. It's, I don't know how.
Yeah, there's like 3 switches for the same fucking light.
Yeah, for the same 3 lights. It's 3 lights that are all connected, and that's what she does. Mom gets so mad at her. She's like, "Apaga los focos."
Shit. All that electricity, ladies and gentlemen, for all you adult listeners. Fucking electricity skyrocketing because of these 3 lights. Let me see, Letty. I think you said you had a couple of stories. There's someone else that threw in a story or two.
I have 2 more stories.
Let's see. Let's hear them. Bring them in.
I have 2 more stories. I wasn't gonna mention one of them, but after you mentioned the Ouija board story, it kind of reminded me of this when I was in high school. It was me and my 2 other cousins, Mariana and Jessica.
Okay.
We downloaded this app on our iPod, and
Damn, old school.
yeah, it was a ghost radar.
For all of you that don't know what an iPod is, nah, I'm kidding.
Look it up, please.
That shit.
It was a ghost radar, and we didn't believe in the ghost radar. I don't know if it's true. Whatever happened to us was just a coincidence, but it was a fun story. We listen to it now, or we talk about it now, and we laugh because it was pretty funny. Anyways, we're in the ghost radar, and it like does like little dots to show you if a ghost is coming near you.
Oh yeah,
you know,
if there's someone nearby. I liked it. I think I saw it.
It's a little bit different because that one shows you like an actual spirit. For all you listening, my sister-in-law is right here in the room, Miss Tori Senpai, and she looked up the Ghost Radar app. But no, that one actually shows you or tries to show you like a spirit. No, it's this one. I think no, I can't find it. That one. Okay, it's just a radar.
It was back in the day when the iPhones were like a giant block of a phone and it'd fall and it'd be okay. But no, Apple understands that they needed chargers, so now they made them like super delicate.
Yeah, it falls, breaks, and we have to get another one.
Honestly.
So it shows you like little dots of the ghost getting closer and stuff like
Quote
that.
unquote ghost. Right?
Yeah, quote unquote. And on the corner, we didn't notice, but it has like a bunch of letters. I don't know if it's like connected to a Ouija board or whatever. Electronic Ouija board. I don't know. The point is, Jessica had to do some laundry. So the washing machine is in the garage. And we went in. And we went in the garage, and me and Mariana are holding the ghost radar. We're asking questions. Like, we're pretending to be some ghost hunters.
Hell yeah. It's one of our dreams, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, one of our dreams
out there.
So if anyone
Zach
wants...
Zach Bagans, and you're out there.
Please
let us know.
Not sponsored, but like that. So we go into the garage, and we're kind of a little bit further down. I don't know why we walked further down the garage, because the washing machine was next to the door. So I'm asking questions, and we didn't even notice Jessica was already done putting the laundry in the dryer and the new laundry in the washing machine.
Right.
And she goes towards the door, and she's kind of waiting for us, and we're not even paying attention to her. And I asked the question, "Where are you?" At that moment, Jessica turns off the fucking lights and closes the garage door, and me and Mariana are stuck there. And at that moment, it says everywhere. So me and Mariana start freaking out. We're screaming, and we run towards the door. We're trying to open it, and Jessica's like, "Ha, no, you can't. You're stuck in there," and all these things. Yeah. Anyways, and she finally opens the door, and she tells us what happened, and we tell her, and we're stuck in the middle of the hall, hugging each other, screaming, looking from side to side.
It's everywhere, man.
Because it was everywhere. Oh my god.
I don't know how reliable those apps are. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're like for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Download it right now.
You download it and don't do it, Tori, don't do it.
I had a dot and it said done.
She is done with this podcast.
Fucking hates our podcast.
And I heard it because it's super loud.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Done.
Yeah, dude. That delete it. Don't play it.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard this story in our podcast,
but yeah, dude, no, we never downloaded the app again. We're like, I'm done with this. I'm done. And then the second story, this one is also funny. I just wanted to mention it because I don't know. We used to listen to this YouTuber, and it's I'm pretty sure it's like a podcast. I don't know. He tells stories.
Yeah, he basically narrates stories from listeners.
Reddit,
Yeah.
yeah. That they email them to him and stuff like that. And he did this whole series, and it's called Cabin in the Woods. I think, right? I had just finished, and basically he mentioned skinwalkers. Right?
Apparently, if you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you that don't know, if you actually talk about skinwalkers, it apparently attracts skinwalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I'll link the story down below because this story is really good. I really liked it. I enjoyed it and stuff like that. And the story, one of the skinwalker takes the shape of the husband or the wife.
Yeah, it takes the shape of I believe it was the wife.
The
it
wife.
takes the shape of the wife.
Right? So I had just finished listening to the story, and that day I came over to stay at my brother's place, and he had gotten home from work, but he forgot his keys. So he rang the doorbell, and I opened it, blah, blah. And then he was like, oh, I'm going to go to the restroom. I was like, okay, cool. And I went to the room, and then I hear the door again, and I go, and the lights of the restroom are on. I'm like, okay. And then I open the door, and it's my brother. I'm like, well,
and I just pretended. I remember that. And I just pretend like I just had gone back from work. Like, oh, hey, nothing else going on, you know?
I'm going to go to the restroom. He said the same thing, and I was like, what? And then he was like, I'm just kidding, dude. I took out the trash.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself, guys. Like, I was laughing. That was the problem. I was fucking laughing. I couldn't keep a straight face. But because we had just recommended that to each other, and I knew what the whole skinwalker thing was going on. So, yeah, I know she was freaking the fuck out about it.
Yeah. Yeah, would you like to do your next story?
Yeah, I have another story here. This actually happened to me and my cousin Mando. And the house that he used to have, I guess, when he lived with his parents, it was a pretty big house.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 3 stories, but not you're coming like giant stairs everywhere. No, it was just one
like
floor is 2 rooms, and then there was like 4 steps, and you're already in the second floor. And then you go to the 3rd step, it's another 5 steps on the stairs, and that's it. Like it was an interesting way that house was built. I really liked it. It was a great house, right? And okay, his room was actually on the very, very bottom floor. We were there hanging out. It was already late at night. We were watching Insidious. It was like, yeah,
Insidious.
Yeah, dude, it was a great movie, of course. And we were just there chilling in his room. After that, we were playing video games. And the night started to take a weird turn. And I remember I was just sitting there, and I had a monster next to me. Like, it was where I was sitting. There's
like a little nightstand.
Yeah, it's like a nightstand. There you go. A nightstand, and I had my drink there in the nightstand. So I was playing, turned around, grabbed my drink, kept on playing, turned around. I was like, oh shit, what the hell happened to my drink? It wasn't there anymore, dude. I don't know. I was like, what the fuck? I looked a little bit towards the right. There's another nightstand like 3 feet away, and that's where my drink was. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't even... My cousin's sitting on the right side of me. Nightstand was on the left. There's no way. Doors were closed. That happened, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. I blew it off. Got my drink, finished it, trashed it. Didn't want to deal with that anymore. All right. We're about to call it a night. Obviously, he's sleeping on his bed, which is where we were sitting. We were already going to go to sleep. He had his head where his feet go, I guess. Mm-hmm. So he was leaning there, and I was actually on the bed on the bottom. We put a bed on the floor, so just a mattress, and I was just there chilling. Lights were off, and we were just talking about random shit in life. And we were looking at the door. And you could see the light under the door. I'm like, you know what? Let's get a snack, dude. Like, that's basically what happened. It's like, you know what? Let's get a snack. The dogs wouldn't stop.
The kitchen's on the 2nd floor. So
yeah.
you would have to go upstairs.
Yeah, we would have to go on upstairs. So, all right, you know what? Let's get a snack, dude. Not a big deal. Get up. Dogs are barking like fucking crazy. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is fucking crazy. Fucking dogs don't shut the fuck up, man. So, whatever. Thought nothing of it, even though it was the middle of the night. Okay, cool. Get a snack. Chilling. Dogs still barking real loud. Alright, dude, whatever. Let's go back to your room, dude. Don't matter. As we're walking back, we kind of notice that it's very, very cold. And from the weather that we usually get, that is ridiculous weather.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, whatever, dude. I don't care. Lay back down. Again, we're just talking. And then I was like, wait. The dog shut up. Like, dogs aren't barking anymore. That's weird. Okay. Then we hear we start hearing steps. And we're like, oh shit, like be quiet, dude. Like my aunt's on her way. Like we woke her up. Fuck, whatever. Do we see the steps walk toward and by the door, stop in the middle, and it keeps going. And we're like, oh shit, what was that? Like maybe she went to the bathroom, because there's a bathroom the way that she was going, and there was another room towards the right where she was walking from left to right. And we're like, okay, let's wait a little bit and then we'll go check it out. Must have been the longest minute of my life. Probably wasn't even a minute. We get up, open the door very quietly, you know, when you just turn the knob, but you don't want to make too much noise. You swing the door open. Cool. That's what we did. Look out. Door was open, but it was turned off. There's no one there. The room next to us, same thing. No one there. There was no way anyone could. There was no other way to go to the second floor. And she obviously had to go down. And we didn't see anyone. We didn't hear anything else after those first two footsteps. That was it. Dude. So that house had some interesting things going on, dude.
Yeah, dude, yeah, that house. I love that house, but at nighttime, it was, for some reason, it was always creepy.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Like it was too dark, I guess.
Yeah,
is that one way to say it?
I don't know. It was weird because I mean, Mando and Mariana are siblings. So when I would stay with Mariana, her room was in the third floor.
Yeah.
And that happened to us several times where we would hear, because she would wear sandals. Our aunt would wear sandals, so it was like a specific footstep that she uses or that she does. I don't know, like you recognize, that you hear, that you recognize it. So that happened to us several times, and it would be like, also like, okay, we're gonna get in trouble because we're staying up late.
Yeah.
And then one time what happened to us is we were on the phone with friends.
Jesus.
And then her room's in the third floor. We saw a shadow in her window, and it does like this arm thing.
Okay.
And then we're like, and we kind of like, well, I did, because she's too scared to do stuff like that. I kind of peeked because I was like, maybe, I don't know, like for some.
Yeah, because she has that's right, because she had a balcony, right?
Yeah,
she had a
yeah.
little balcony. I'm not talking about a giant balcony, guys, either. It's just like 3 steps and there you go. You're already at the railing.
It was like a small balcony, but it was there. I peeked to see if something was out there. Nothing was ever there. Like, something would always happen. You would check. Nothing.
Yeah, dude. I love that. Love that feeling, you know. It's kind of crazy.
Like adrenaline.
Yeah.
I love it, but at the same time I kind of hate it, because I remember we would go before it was like that time where everyone would go to sleep. We would go get snacks and get drinks so we wouldn't have to go down there later.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good house. I mean, it was a great house. It was a pretty big house, you know. What do you expect? But it really did have that ominous feeling to it. Like, there was, I don't know, the dark corners in those houses were a little bit too dark. That's all I gotta say, dude. They were a little bit too dark.
Yeah.
That was it.
All right, now we will catch you next time from the far side of the moon.